Hey, David with the Wholesalers Toolbox. I want to do a video today on walking through a property and an inspection of a wholesale property, what to look for, how to take pictures for your investors. A lot of times people worry about, okay, if I get a property under contract, how do I get back in and show the investor the property? What if I have multiple investors that I want to show the property to? So a great way to get around that is to just take good photos of the property. And if you're working with some investors and do deals with them, time and time again, they'll go on your pictures to base their purchasing decision. So, a lot of times then they'll sign your deal or you can assign your deal to them subject to a walkthrough prior to closing. But, if you take enough pictures and you can show them what the property looks like, then, that's a great way to get around that. Also, again, if you're going out, you're new, you don't know what to say to the property owner, you don't know what to do when you get there, and you're afraid they're gonna think you don't know what you're doing. I'm gonna walk you through it. When you're looking at the property, you don't have to negotiate. You're not like, you don't have to come up with a number. You don't have to really say anything other than, hey, I'm here to look at the property. Let's walk through it. Let's, show me it. And then, when you get done, you don't have to spout out a number. Just say, okay, let me go back, take a look at the pictures, sit down with my contractor, crunch some numbers, and then I'll be able to make an offer. It's way more casual than you think it is. It's not, it's not some high pressure deal. You're just looking at a property. You've probably looked at properties in the past when you've rented a house or maybe you've bought a house. It's just like that. You're a buyer. You're looking for a house to buy. In this case, you're just saying, I'm an investor. I'm looking for an investor, property or investment property. It can be your first property. You just tell them, hey, I've never bought an investment property before. This is going to be my first, but I saw it and, I thought this might be the one for me. So people don't mind you being honest with them. They do mind when you act like you're trying to hide something. So be honest. Don't be who you are and just honestly tell them what you're doing. You don't have to say you're going to assign it. Hey, I'm going to put this under contract and I'm going to pass it on to somebody else. But just say, hey, I'm a new investor. I'm out looking at some properties. I'm ready to buy one. This one jumped out at me. So walk me through it and show me it, and they'll be happy to do it if they want to sell it. So I'm going to go. This house is a property that one of my investors has bought. He's done a lot of the work to it already. They're almost done with it. But I'm going to go outside and kind of walk around the property, come back in, and just show you what you should be looking for when you go out and check out a property. All right, so you know what to do, so you look like you know what you're doing, and so you can send good information to all the investors that you have lined up to buy the property. So when you send them over the pictures or send them over the information, they can make a buying decision based on what you've sent them. So, all right, so let's walk outside. Okay, so now we're outside the property. And first thing, when you come to a house that you're taking a look at, you want to get some pictures of the street that the house is on, because just as important as the property itself, it's where it's located at. And if you're dealing with an investor that's out of state, they can't get over to see the property, they want to see what the street looks like. So you're going to take some pictures of the street and just the neighbors' houses, what it looks like, so they can see that there's not a bunch of vacant, burned out houses sitting around it, and they know it's in a good neighborhood. So also then you're going to take a picture of the roof. I might want to zoom in on it and show them, the condition of the roof. Are they they need to put any money into that? Are they going to need to replace it or do any repairs? Roof is a big expense, okay? Also cement. And you can see on this property, they've replaced the cement, but that's a big cost. And so you want to show them what the condition is, because when you're doing pictures of a property, you want to take good pictures for marketing, but you also want to take pictures of all the problems with the house, so they know what they're looking at, so they know what they're getting into. And really, any good investor can come up with their repair budget by looking at a bunch of good pictures. It's pretty easy to estimate the repairs on a house from looking at pictures. So if you get enough of them and if you do it the right thing, all right. So the street's important. And then on the house, you want to take different angles. You might want to take one here. You might want to walk over, take a center picture, and then one, from the other direction. We'll walk over here real quick so I can show you. All right. Picture over here, back in the street's better. So you get, all the house in it. So that's a good marketing picture. All right. And then you want to take pictures of the side of the house. This house has new windows in it, but if the windows were bad, you would want to get pictures of those. I'm going to go back and take pictures of all this and put a link to it so you can see. All right. But any damage on the house, we're going to take a look at. This house, I guess, had a really bad porch on it. And they've replaced all that. So it was all caving in. This house actually was vacant for 22 years. And the people just sold it. So, all right, this got new glass block windows. But you'd want pictures from all these angles. So it's, the next best thing to be in here. So we got a little family room on the back here. It's a little one-car garage. It's locked. I already checked it, or I would show you inside the garage. Garages are important too because you can spend a lot of money on a garage, putting a roof on it. A lot of garages get neglected and they start to fall over. So, the investor would need to know this. But this, again, has a new roof on it. You want to take a picture back here behind the garage. A lot of times there's a bunch of debris laying behind the garage, so check everywhere, all right? But the back of the house looking good. All right, pictures of all this. And when you're doing this, you can just have casual conversation with the investor. Just say, you know what, I'm looking at a lot of houses. My memory's not that great, so when I get back to my desk, sometimes I forget little details. So I just need to take a lot of pictures while I'm here. And they understand that. Nobody's going to go, no, you can't take any pictures. Or I never have had anybody say that. All right, let's take a walk inside. So when you come in, just everywhere, you want to, you're going to want to take pictures of the foyer. All right, what kind of fixtures it has in it. Again, all these are going to be nice because they're about done with this. But this house, of course, they're going to put carpet in it or redo the wood floors maybe. All right, just pictures from every angle. Let's pretend this is a house somebody was rehabbing and got tired of doing it. So the investor would want to see what they have to finish, right? So you do in the door, and then, you can come over here so they can see all the doors are here. Closet doors missing, knobs missing, hardware missing. That's can add up. All these repairs add up. So it's good to have the whole picture. All right. Here's this bathroom, of course, not done. I've got to finish the work. A lot of times this old tile, instead of replacing it, they can reglaze it and make it look pretty new. Same with the bathtubs. All right, now let's go up. This is a little bungalow, so we have one little bedroom up. You don't have to be a inspection expert to do this. You just have to take a lot of pictures and let the experts be the experts. You, as a wholesaler, you are just an expert at finding good deals. You don't have to be an expert at building code or anything like that. I always kind of start on the main floor, go up, and then work my way back down. All right, now we're walking into the kitchen. Again, they've put all new cabinets in here, but this is important. Kitchens are also a big expense. Cabinets aren't cheap. So this one looks good. This investor, he does a very nice job. All right, new laminate floors. This is that little family room. All right. We'll take a look down in the basement. Basements are important. You want to look for any problems with the foundation, any leaking, any signs of leaking. So let's put on a light down here. I'm sure if there's any leaking, they probably covered it, but you can, even if somebody's painted over it, you can usually tell, you know, if there was any bad problem. Also, in a lot of houses, vacant houses, you want to make sure that all the plumbing's there, because of a lot of times in a vacant house, the plumbing is stripped out. And you also want to make sure that the electrical is there. So, you know, the electrical panel might be there, but the wiring that goes up, you know, here in the ceiling, a lot of times that'll all be cut out. And you have to pay a electrician to come back in and repair it. So it's important to look for. So plumbing, electrical, big expenses. Again, you know, take a look at the foundation. You want to get pictures of the basement. When you do this, you want to just do from all four corners and just kind of snap a picture, snap a picture, snap a picture. All right, again, I'll go through and take pictures of all this. But all new electrical in here, new wash tub. You don't need to be an electrician or an electrical expert, but a picture of the electrical panel so they can see that it's been updated is important, okay? The hot water tank, so they can see what kind of condition that's in and if it's there, because a lot of times those have been taken out of vacant houses. Also the furnace, you know, newer furnace, newer forced air furnace. All this, in this house, you can see all the duct work is new. So this probably had an old junky furnace or maybe even a gravity furnace in here. All right. So that's it. So that's how, you know, just walk through the property, you know, look for anything that if you were buying a property would be questionable to you. You know, what's going on with this or that, you know. And, you know, ask them, well, you know, why are you selling it? Did you have a tenant in here? You know, get the story. And again, you don't have to negotiate, but, you know, knowledge is power. So if you know, yeah, I'm just tired of the house or whatever, you know, it's, you know, you'll be able to better base your offer on what they told you and the condition of the house. So when you're done with the inspection, you don't have to give them an offer. You can say, you know what, I really appreciate it. You know, I'm going to go back and think about it, crunch my numbers and see what I can come up for you. Might even be a little bit better doing that, especially in the beginning, because, you know, you don't want to seem over anxious. You want to be like, house needs a lot of work. You know, let me think about what I can do on it. You know, I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you by tomorrow and let you know what I can do. But, you know, and then you can go home and think about it, you know, and think, you know, do your comps. What's this house worth? You know, how much work does it need? Send it out to your buyers. You know, you put all the photos I'm going to take into a Dropbox folder and just send the links with the property information to your buyers and you know, and make a deal happen. So coming out to a property and talking to the owner isn't a big deal. It's not as scary as you think it is if you're new in this business. It's, you know, they're not going to, you know, start like, you know, rapid firing a lot of questions at you typically. You know, that's not how it works. They're going to say, you know, hey, let me show you the house. I'm looking to sell it, and not, they don't have 42 questions they're going to ask you that are going to stump you. Just say I'm looking at the house, and let's see if we can make a deal. So that's a walkthrough on the property. I'm going to go now and take some pictures of this one so I can share those with you. But if you have any questions, shoot me a message and let me know what they are, and I'll help you with it. I'll probably post this video on YouTube, so if it's on YouTube, just leave a comment below. If you see it on the Facebook group, shoot me a message, and we'll help you out. Okay, but it's not hard, so hopefully this helps.